Hi guys, welcome to Sorcery TCG. We're based in the UK, hence the name. Today we are going to be talking about some of the Atlas cards and just kind of going through what we know of so far and just giving little explanations on the cards and how they can interact and cool interactions between them. I just want to leave a little note before we jump in. In the last video, I misread the Death Speaker, which is an easy thing to do, right? Um, the minions don't stick around. As soon as they come into play, they get their Genesis effects, and then they actually banish themselves. They don't stick around, or until end of turn, I think. They don't actually stick around for, or as me and someone in the comments worked out, uh, yeah, they don't stick around. So they can't attack or block and do stuff like that. So I am sorry about that, and it does considerably, I think, makes that card slightly worse. But never mind. We'll still run some gameplay, see what we can get out of the cards. There's some really cool Genesis effects, so I'm sure there's going to be some great removal options, some great draw options with the Death Right. But yeah, let's jump into the Atlas stuff. So here we have the first one, which is called Aqueduct, and it's a vanilla, so it doesn't have any Genesis effects or effects that you can activate. But what makes this so amazing and pushes it up to an exceptional is that it's got threshold of two different types. So this will make um, your multi element decks a lot easier to create and a must of. If you pull one of these, you are very lucky. I think we will see a lot of these flying around, but if they don't print these in the next following set, which I highly doubt they're going to, this is the time to pick these cards up. Um, but then we've got some of the ordinary ones. Each one's going to have this. This is the Desert Genesis. It deals 1 damage to each minion atop target nearby site. So it's really good. It clears the foot soldiers. Just a great balanced answer to the foot soldiers, which we'll get to in a second. Uh, Units, the Astral Bazaar. This is lovely. This is really lovely. The artwork is just stunning. Units can move between this site and the void as if they were adjacent. So they can move from this site to the void as if they were adjacent. Okay, so it essentially makes it so you can enter the void. Units can move between this site and any void as if they were adjacent. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. Um, Such amazing artwork, and I think a mainstay. So this is one of the ordinaries for the water deck. All of them have, look at the top card of your library, you may put it on the bottom of your spell book. So it's like an opt. They're just really good. Battlefield, conjure a broken weapon or armor here. So if they get rid of if you're a heavy artifact deck with equipment and stuff, you're gonna want one of these or two of these in your deck to be able to, when they disenchant your stuff, to be able to bring it back. Dispel as well. Yeah, I really like this. We have Bedrock, exceptional sight, can't be moved, destroyed, or modified. Coming into the future, I think this is going to be really good because we'll probably end up seeing decks that just want to destroy land. That's their main goal. They want to control the Atlas. They want to control all the sites, and I think Bedrock will be a mainstay in decks that want to counter that, especially Earth ones. Let's put that to the side. Boneyard, Genesis. Each player may summon a minion from their cemetery here. This is really cool. On entry, so this could work with the deaf speaker. It's very similar ability, but I think these ones will actually stick around. Uh, there's nothing to say they don't. Bottomless pit. Whenever a non-airborne minion enters this site, kill it. Oh, that is cool. That's really cool. Just because you ain't gonna be able to walk across a bottomless pit, and there's the artwork for it. The Cloud City, a unique site, free threshold. Once on your turn, you may fly to a nearby void. Okay, so with the air avatar and this guy, if you had both these out, you would be able to stretch. You would actually be able to travel the map fluently. And I think that's what they tried to achieve with that deck, being able to, you know, travel. Like have have your minions go to different places, like it's and be able to really apply pressure or get out of the way of bigger minions coming. Um, this is really cool. Cornerstone. You may play this site to one of your corners. One of your corners. Okay, so it's like a corner of your body of land, or does it just mean one of your corners, any corner? Because I would like to know that in the comments actually. Because if you can just play this here, and you're playing the Pathfinder, you go one, and then you're going to go here, but you've been locked off, so you're gonna have to come up here. Yeah, I can see how it can kind of change. You can control your opponent and where they go with it. Because you kind of a lot of decks, they want to come straight over. A lot of decks, they want to come straight to you. They want to go out a little bit and then straight to you, just so they can get enough mana. If they get the fast mana, they can come straight to you, start playing 4 or 5 drops, and attacking and applying some serious pressure. And you need the good removal, which we will be talking about. Actually, yeah, next episode we'll talk about removal. We'll talk about some of the cards that can tutor up stuff. Um, do you know what I really want to try? A four-way game. That would be amazing. Just this huge map that you've built with all the different Atlas cards and everything, and you're all stretching and pathing across to each other. I think this game's going to really go somewhere with that. Um, especially because I think Magic is definitely taking a hit now. Just with the endless products. I worked in retail for a bit in a game store, and it's just product after product. And I know people talk about it, but you're paying thousands of pounds per product that comes out, and then you've got Pokemon coming out on top of that, and then you've got all the other little games like Jungle Z and everything, and My Hero and One Piece, and the list is just endless now. But so them sorcery saying that once a year we're going to make products is the correct thing. Maybe we'll do a video about just talking about that, and I can share some of the retail experience I've had working in stores. Crossroads, Genesis. Look at the next 4 sites. Put 3 on the bottom of your atlas. This is just like ops. This is really good, really good card. Definitely say it's up there. Now we come up to the air basics, which is just insane. Like the air basic, this is what makes you want to run the wizards. It makes you want to run everything because Genesis, if you only have this Dark Tower, and they all have this, there's 3 of them, gain an extra additional mana this turn, um, which, which is just it's crazy. It's crazy. Do you know, I really like this as well. I want to talk about it. Way back when there was a book called Arena released for MTG. It's labelled as their first novel, and I will go into it. It's got Garth the One Eye in, which was such a big deal because I was reading the book at the same time that card come out, and yeah, essentially they talk about how their magic's drawn from mana kept in pouches, and their mana is pieces of land that they were born in, or that pieces of land from this special mana type. And I get very old school proper vibes from this game, and I am so impressed with it. So Dark Tower, Ordinary Sight of Contemplation. Yeah, these all the towers are just super good. It makes you wanna seriously run um the wizards and stuff, and just have a small air package. So here we have the Donnybrook Inn, a unique site for anyone and everyone. Amazing artwork again. Anyone may cast minions here, and if they do, what for one less. So this is a double-edged sword if I've ever seen it. This is actually a double-edged sword. It's one of my favourite sites ever. Because I love the dog deck, which we'll be doing a deck check on soon. And this is it. Like you hold this into your hand until you get over to them, and then you slam this down, and then you just play all your dogs at once, and it feels amazing. If they don't kill you there and then, you kill them next turn, and it's just like, or if they don't remove the dogs, you kill them next turn. Yeah, super fun. Dwarven Forge, Enemy Conjurer, weapons and armor here, and for one less, which is just amazing artwork. Really goes with the story of what the dwarfs do, and I do kind of see this. I see like there's a card called like the hired swordsman or something. Amazing card. It's in elite, so you can have two of them, and it's discard a card, take control of this. Any avatar can do that, and it's a 2 mana for a 4. So we'll give it a flaming sword. It's 5. Give it a shield. It's got an extra life, and they all cost one less with the Dwarven Forge, and which is in red as well. So you could get some really cool interactions between um, strong, powerful like soldiers and warriors, and the um, the red strategy. Edge of the world must always be adjacent to the void. See, this is really a funny one for me because I don't get why it's good. Uh, must always be adjacent. I don't get that why this is good. I don't know what it's offering. So for the drawback of it must always be adjacent to the void, what does it give you in return? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I would like someone to clarify in the comment section and just let me know why this card is good. But what we got now, once per turn, you may flood an adjacent site to this site this turn. You may flood an adjacent site this turn. Yeah, super cool. It just really helps with the strategy of the ships. Remember, you want to flood their land so the ships can come on because they're waterbound. Free city. Has an attack and defense instead of a threshold, which is funny. Once per turn, you may attack or defend against enemy units here. So there's been strategies that I've been thinking of just based with atlases. So you play something that can fluently play lands like the Pathfinder or something, and or atlas cards, and then sites, and then you funnel them. You force your opponent to go a certain way by playing stuff like the free city, like the bottomless pit, like the mountains when we get to it, and you stop them from going certain ways, so that the only way they can attack you is flying, or and I don't see a lot of flying. Void walk, that which we need to talk about soon, because it's a very nasty maneuver and can drop 3 drops on you, and you could be taking 3 life from turn 2. So I think we touched on it a little bit, but it would be nice to go over all of their creatures, the Void Walk creatures, because it is a big strategy and we will see it a lot. I think they are some of the most powerful creatures out there. Free City, so yeah, you can attack and defend, and you can sort of funnel, you stop them from going them. This is another one that I love if you're playing Earth, Control Earth. There are no hollows. Units with 3 or more power can't enter this site, so you're just, you're putting up a floodgate essentially. Great Wall. Enemy ground units can't move through this site's top border, so that's another funneling strategy where you can sort of push them into a way. Then we've got Tau, which we know is amazing. Vantage Heals. Range units get +1, which is just so flavourful. The text is just amazing. I want to make the range deck really good. I worked with it a few times because I love the artwork on those cards, but yet to find anything that can actually, make a difference in that game. Genesis, each nearby avatar heals 3. This can be really detrimental in the late game. And as I'm aware of, you can't go above 20, so yeah, you kind of want to get hit. You want them to throw a void walk creature at you essentially, and then you just slam this down. And you're like, okay, I don't care about your void walk, earthquake, remove it. You want to do something like that. Here's our first village. It has Genesis, another one of the ordinaries. When it comes into play, pay 1 and create Foot Soldier, which is a 1/1 token. Really cool line of defense. And target opponent. That's funny. Imperial Road, Genesis, target opponent. Then you may play a site adjacent to this one. Okay. So I'm reading this as you play it. Go, you're over there. I target you. Then you, as a player, may play an adjacent site to this one. Oh, okay, so do you target opponent? Then your opponent may play a site adjacent to this one, which is kind of unique. But I don't get it. I just then you target opponent. I've targeted you. Why have you targeted me for no reason? Then you as a player may play a site adjacent to this one. That's what I read this as. I'd like to be cleared up in this comment section as well. Yeah, just get chatting, man. I found out about the deaf speaker because someone commented, which was amazing. I'm so glad they did, because otherwise I would have been there still talking about how good it is and not reading the bottom line of the text, which is a common mistake from TCG players. You see nice artwork, read the first line, read is powerful, and then continue going. Island Leviathan got a threshold of 8, so big threshold. Transform into a monster, place flooded rubble underneath. Okay, cool. So rubble comes underneath, this comes on top as an 8/8. So yeah, I like that. Here we got our the second one that's come up. It's a 2 threshold land that only supplies 1 mana, of course. But yeah, these are just, you want to pick these up. Another tower. I think this is cool. This one's really cool. It pulls units closer to it. So you can either use this in your own strategy to move your units for free instead of tapping them, or you can drag your opponents into the water, hold it until you get close to them, play it down, and then start dragging your opponents into the water. I've used this in the Sirens to create some really complicated game interactions. Super fun. Mountain Pass. If it's got a unit on top, then it's no units can travel through it, which is like uh, it's the same way to funnel fit people, if you get what I mean. You need certain things to deal with that, like removal and stuff. Mirror Realm, this is going to be in every deck. If you can pull this, I think you'll be doing really well. The playmat of this is absolutely stunning. I will be looking for one. Because like, you got to bear in mind, I came a little bit late to the game, and I missed the Kickstarter. So I had to go to the secondary market for everything, and it's just really hurt. But I hope that shows people like how dedicated I am to the game. That I've had to go to the secondary market to get any product at all for it. So sadly, I did miss out on the Mirror Realm. Um, but I've got something really cool coming up, because I messaged somebody and got a message back, which was really cool. So soon on the channel, you might be seeing something that's going to make me very happy. We've got Mirage here. When placed, you may return a site you own to your hand and play this site. This is really cool, really unique, and I think we'll find a place, because you can replay stuff which has Genesis. Each player plays one from the graveyard. Um, so yeah, because it doesn't say return a fire site; it says return any site. I think this is really cool, and could be used in different strategies. Because once you hit your threshold on turn 3 or 4, you don't need any more. Very rarely will you need a foot. I don't think there's any 5 threshold things uh, for Earth and stuff. So yeah, you could use this. It was definitely in water, as we just saw with the Island Leviathan. But yeah, I really like this. So you can bounce. I think it's meant to be used for bouncing your fire sites that deal 1 damage to things when they come into play. So it's just an extra way to get some more damage in. At the start of your turn, surface or unburrow each minion compensate nearby. Oh, start of your surface or unburrow. So this is kind of like if burrowing ever went really good, or you know, it's kind of a counter towards some of the water stuff as well because you're forcing them to come up and interact with you. Oasis got another 2 drop. Observatory, one of the most important ones in the game. Look at the next 3 spells, put them back in any order. This is a very important spell, Atlas, and definitely going to be used in a lot of decks. This is amazing. The artwork here is just stunning. Minions here can traverse a void, gaining void walk, and until leaving it. Uh, yeah, I really like this card, and I think it has a lot of potential. Uh, Being able to give minions void walk can be devastating, you know, and this will definitely find its place in a battle mage deck, or in a deck that allows you to, you've got void walk in there as well, but to have strong utility minions which also gain the keyword void walk is just going to be amazing. Pillars of Xeros, another just auto include. You can banish all dead minions and you heal 1 life each. So this is like a direct counter to Death Speaker, because you're getting rid of their stuff they can use from the graveyard, uh, and plus you're gaining life for it. So it's a bit of a multi thing here. Pristine Paradise. So we come up to our first four threshold land, and this provides no mana or threshold unless completely empty, and I just think that's absolutely amazing. When you the drawback is very fair for what it gives you because it allows those deeper strategies. You sort of run this, you throw it in the corner and then just leave it, and then just try and attack them directly with like a hate bears elementus deck. Genesis, units come in the site are immobile until your next turn. I like this. I really like this. This can be the difference between winning the game and not. It's got that power to it. Red Desert, we know what the deserts do. River of Flame, love the artwork again. And it's a unique site because it's a fire spellcaster. So you can cast all your cardinal, like I think it's called like fire projectile or something, where it just fires in a straight line. You can fire from this side, which is really cool. Rift Valley. This one is another cool one. It tears apart the lands, and you can put it in between. Uh, yeah, this is like really like your. I want to see it where your most of your control elements come from your atlas, and especially moving forwards, I think we're going to see that. One thing I noticed in this another desert is we don't have many knights, so maybe the next set will have knights in. We've got knights and more equipment and stuff. There's so many avenues they can go down. It's just going to be amazing. We've got our ruins, which is another 2 threshold. We've got a humble village, a simple village, which have the same learners as the other ones. Um, Shifting Sands, Genesis, reactivate the Genesis abilities of your nearby deserts. Really cool, really cool. See, the fire deck really pushes towards triggering those lands again and bouncing them to your hand so you can play them again, like that kind of thing. And your removal comes from your avatar and your lands, because that's 1 damage from your thing, and then you can fireball for another 4 to target, which is 5, where you're hitting that special number 5 again, and then you're doing 3, which is another special number to all the other minions, including the 1 from here and the 2 from the fireball. Borrowed allies can move if they were adjacent to your other sites. Interesting. Sinkhole. This is a really, really important card and should be in most decks. Sacrifice Sinkhole, destroy a nearby site. If you've got a pesty site, like, you know, you go into play and you've got like not a quagmire, like Mountain Pass. There's a perfect example. Sinkhole will destroy that, and it will get rid of that, so you can move forwards and play through. This is another way to do that. Other nearby sites lose their abilities, so there is actually a few ways to do that. Is this exceptional or elite? It's elite, so you can have two sinkholes. So if you want to play a control strategy, especially at the beginning, like people are not gonna have the fast mana at the beginning because it's gonna be the hardest cards to pull. Like Genesis, another river. We got a fire, a 2 threshold one there. Minions are spellcasters. How cool is this? It's like the Stonehenge just turning everything. We got a summer river. This is worth talking about. 3 threshold, Genesis, summon 3 submerged frog tokens here. And if you pop over here, what's happened to my PC? Right here, we have the 3 frog tokens, which I have managed to resolve this once because I think the card actually comes with the alpha deck. But yeah, 3 different tokens, which is just so cool, right? It's just so much flavor, so much depth. What do we have next? The color out of space provides no mana or threshold if adjacent to the void. Okay, just allows your 4 threshold decks again. A really good card. Genesis abilities here are also death right abilities. Okay, so you play your wizard here, comes in, draws a card, gets killed, you draw another card. So your own removal, starts turning into card draw. Airborne minions atop have +1 movement. That's just classic, yeah. Down to our last 5 now. Thanks for sticking around. If there is anybody still here interested in watching all the sites, thank you so much. Staying within this body of water, move target unit 1 step closer. So that's that current of water wanting to drag everything back in. Mount Vesuvius. It's got 3 threshold. Sacrifice it. Each unit accompanying nearby sites takes 3 damage. This is a really good. This is talking about how Fire wants you to have removal from its atlas, and its lands are all hot and burning you. Really good flavor text. Watchtower, enemy units here, nearby sites permanently lose stealth. I think stealth moving in later sets. Once we get like a full stealth deck, it's going to be really, you're going to have to sideboard this. Windmill, which is the most important of the dual lands in Alpha, to me personally, because of the threshold. It's got air and earth, which just have some of the most broken cards possible. We're going into our spells next episode, so we can talk about that then. And that is actually the last card. Guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. Look at this pile of lands of Atlas. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope it gave you a little insight into some of the cards, and I hope it inspires you to think of new strategies and stuff. But yeah, until next episode.